All right, if it has Mirror Force, we're just going to take this with honor. Let's see if he dies. Hello everyone, welcome to a new Dr. Vash video/stream where we'll be playing in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Master Duel Legends Anthology event. And this time we're going to be playing Pendulum Magicians. So Pendulum Magicians, as you can see, they went pretty hard against this deck, hitting their key control cards, because back in the other events I ran triple copies of Star Graph and Time Pendulum Graph, but they limited it down to one, but that's okay because we can just search for it. So and the good thing about this deck, that's one of the few decks in this event that has access to negates. So we can negate with Odd Eye's Vortex, we can negate with Giant Hand, and we can also negate with Odd Eye's Pendulum Graph Dragon, which is my first time running it. I've had this card for forever, been unable to play it, but now it's going to be the first time I can play it. So let's hop into the deck profile. So the first card is a Performapal Odd Eye Synchron. So he's the one of in the deck. He's mostly a target for Pendulum Graph Sorcerer. If we can pendulum summon up to 2 cards and destroy 2 and have 2 targets to destroy. This card right here is pretty much an answer to, we can synchro summon using our own cards. He's okay, but he's mostly just a Performapal. Time Gazer Magician, he's terrible, but we run him because we run Sorcerer, Chronograph Sorcerer, and then we run 1 copy of Performapal Lady Ange, where we can discard 1 Performapal card in this card to draw 2 cards. And her skill is a 1, and she also put herself back in scale 2. Then we have 2 copies of Performapal Pendulum Sorcerer. We're just going to Pendulum Summon him and use his effect to destroy up to 2 cards on the field, on our side of the field. Triple copies of Wizard Mind Magician. He's the thing that controls our pendulum scales and makes sure we can pendulum summon. 1 copy of Performapal Scorecraft Joker, because they limited him, because they found him after this deck. 1 copy of Harmonizing Magician. So Performapal Scorecraft Joker can search the entire deck, essentially. 1 copy of Harmonizing Magician. Harmonizing Magician can summon any Pendulum Magician from our deck. 2 copies of Double Iris. Double Iris. When this card is destroyed, you can add a Pendulum Graph, so we add one of those 2 cards, and we can deal double damage with a Dark Spellcaster. Rarely happens, but hey, it comes up from time to time. 2 copies of Black Fang Magician. So Black Fang is just mostly used for his scale effect, but he does have a good on scale and monster effect, where his scale effect is we can target a Dark Spellcaster, or the scale effect is target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls, and this attack become half, and then when it gets destroyed by its own card effect or by card effect in general, we can target 1 Dark Spellcaster type monster in the graveyard, special summon it. 3 copies of Purple Poison. Purple Poison is when this card is destroyed, you can destroy 1 face-up card on the field, and if on the scale effect is if a Dark Spellcaster monster attacks, it gains 1200 attack, which is a lot. 2 copies of Supreme King Dragon Darkworm. So Supreme King Dragon Darkworm, he's a mainstay in Pendulum decks, but I'm still going to explain it. Where if he's in the graveyard, we can summon him onto the field and add 0. Supreme King Gate 0. 0 pretty much has no effect. Don't even worry about it. But using these 2 cards, or with this card, and then his scale effect, we're really going to use it, but if we have to Pendulum Summon or we break, we will use this Pendulum effect. 1 copy of Performapal Celestial Magician. This is a 1-of, because I would run 1 anyways, but they limited it down to 1. 1 copy of Performapal Gertrude. If this card, he does a lot, but on destruction he can place himself and another Performapal card from the deck in scale. And if I have this card in scale with Lady Ange, I can add 1 Odd Eyes card from my deck to my hand, and their scales make 1 to 8, so I can pendulum summon pretty much anything. 1 copy of Stargazer, because Astrograph. 2 copies of Oath Dragon Magician, because I love Oath Dragon. He returns cards with extra deck to our hand, which is pretty much a needed effect in Master Rule 5. 1 copy of Chronograph, 1 copy of Astrograph. On their scales effect, on destruction, they can summon their lesser counterpart, and then their other effect is if a card is destroyed while they're in hand, they can summon themselves, and one searches, the other one special summons. 1 copy of Odd Eyes Pendulum Dragon. I just love Odd Eyes, but he's mostly here because I needed another level 7. Zhangxi Magician. So Zhangxi is a card that gives us access to one of our extra deck cards, which we can win the game if everything goes up perfect. 1 copy of Foreign Pal Odd Eyes Dissolver. I would run him at 3, but again, they limit him to 1. This card is pretty much in scale. Lets you summon Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon, who only needs an Odd Eyes monster and a Pendulum monster, and on the field, he lets you fuse using your Pendulum scales. 1 copy of Odd Eyes Revolution Dragon. The Revolution Dragon lets you add Dark Worm to hand. However, this card is busted with Supreme King Starving Venom, because with this card, we can get him to 6,800 attack and attack for game. Super easy. 1 copy of Odd Eyes Pendulum Graph Dragon. So this card can negate spell cards once per turn, and if I properly ritual summon him, which might happen, I can special summon Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon from my extra deck. So he's essentially 2 negates, and then he puts himself in scale. And during the end phase, we can add any ritual spell from our deck or grab to our hand and return this card back to our hand. His scale is a 4 scale, so that's a terrible number. But if he does get put in scale, we can return him back into our hand, and we'll be good. We're good. We're turned to the hand with a ritual spell card, and we can loop him. 1 copy of Foolish Burial, 2 copies of Dragon Shrine. That's mostly for just Dark Worm. 2 copies of Pendulum Call. 1 copy Pendulum Call is essentially Melody of Awakening Dragon. Discard 1 card and we add 2 Pendulum Magicians. 1 copy of Duelist Alliance. It would be at 3 if I could. 2 copies of Spiral Frame Strike because it's my replacement of Duelist Alliance. 1 copy of Sky Iris because it protects my scales from being destroyed. And Odd Eyes Advent, which is a ritual spell card that works like Odd Eyes Fusion. So Odd Eyes, the way how it works, my opponent controls 2 or more monsters, I can use Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon in my extra deck as material, or Odd Eyes Meteor Burst. I think I would use Meteor Burst. And then Spark Pendulum Graph protects my spellcaster from being targeted by spell effects. And if if a Magician Pendulum monster leaves my monster zone or Pendulum zone, I can add any Magician Pendulum monster. Then Time Pendulum Graph lets me destroy 2 cards from the field, and if one of the cards aren't destroyed, it sends another card my opponent controls. 2 copies of Odd Eyes Vortex. There's a negate, and on summon you can return 1 one attack position monster our opponent controls back into their hand. 1 copy of Starving Venom. He can win games on his own depending on circumstances. He can take effects from the grave or on the field, and for the rest of the turn, I think all my monsters have piercing damage. And replace on the rest of the turn if your monster attacks or defense. Yeah, all my monsters. Yeah, I think all my monsters gain piercing. And then Supreme King Zark, I probably will never summon him, but if he comes, the game is over. Odd Eyes Meteor Burst. I'm not actually going to ever synchro summon him. I don't think I can. I need a 2 and a 5, and I don't think I have a level 5 in this deck. There is 1 level 5, Stargazer. So if I have Stargazer, I can synchro summon him. That's the only card I can synchro, only way. Supreme King Dragon Clearwing. So Supreme King Clearwing. His effect is on synchro summon, I can destroy all face-up monster my opponent control. So I mean, if this card hits the field, it's over. Number 106, Giant Hand. So 106's effect negates a monster effect. So it's just a negation if I go first. Time Star Magician searches out any dark spellcaster monster in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh! And on top of that, it protects my Pendulum monsters, all of them. Supreme King Dark Rebellion can win a game on his own, drops the monster down to 0, and then he gains the original attack. Odd Eyes Absolute Dragon. I mostly will be using him to link summon him off. Oh no. I'm going probably have to replace my Link monster or add another Link monster. But yeah, he's there. And then we have Dark Arm to the Dark Dragon of Annihilation. Odd Eyes Raging Dragon. So this card is mostly here for if I can win the game. So I just have a bunch of win conditions in this deck. And then Borosaur Dragon is another win condition. So we have our Play Extenders, which are a couple, and just a bunch of win cons. But I don't really expect games to go very far, and I just like having a lot of tools at my disposal. So let us get started. So the entire goal is probably Dark Conditions over there. Yeah, this hand is looking really good, really nasty. So we're going to send Supreme King Dragon to grave, activate his effect to summon himself. Add 0 to our hand. I've already messed up because Time Gazer is supposed to go on the scale, but that is okay. We're linking them off. Coming beyond the Pendulum. Put these two cards in scale. Form Pendulum Summon. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to go like this. Summon Odd Eyes. We're going to use these two monsters as material to summon Giant Hand. I know how for hires work. I think this is a game for you. Activate Odd Eyes Pendulum Graph Dragon's effect. Place my boy in scale. Negate that boy's effect. I know Evilly Match is banned. Don't hit me with the battle phase garbage. It doesn't even matter if I go first or second. Because the great thing about pendulums is that they're so consistent. If he negates my monster's effects, I think I just auto lose. So let's hope he doesn't have the trap. Yeah, he bricked. Okay, he bricked. Or he has nothing but like... I'm pretty sure, yeah, this is a L. Okay. I mean, he already uses extra normal summon, and all the generic links are gone. Unless, yeah, he doesn't have, I think Al Mirage is banned. Okay, I have so many win conditions. Special summon Time Gazer. Normal summon Dark Worm. Honestly, I can just attack into his token for game. I do a lot of things for game right now. Beyond the Pendulum. Activate Beyond's effect. More afraid of his face downs than anything. See what these bad boys are. No reflex time, still gonna die. Activate Supreme King Dragon's effect. Targeting this guy gained his effect, so now Alright, if he has Mirror Force, we're just going to take this with honor. Let's see if he dies. Cool, he got an 8,000 attack. The game is over. Beat! Okay, today I should have played Dogmatica because I'm winning every coin toss. Compared to the other day where I was losing every single, I lost, I think 5 coin tosses on string. Yeah, this hand's busted. Please negate this, please. Do it now. Negate it now. Come on. You know you want to. Yes! Let's go! Also, I opened with 3 1-ups in my opening hand. And this is not bad. Add Harmonizing Magician. Activate Beyond the Pendulum's effect. Yeah, there was a misplay here. That's okay. One, two. Yeah, I misplayed. Misplays hurt. What's your effect? One pendulum. Different original levels. Okay. I thought he just pinned some in 2 cards, but oh, cool. Scarite. Not today, Satan. He hasn't normal summoned yet, so there's a very high likelihood that I'm cooked. Cool. What's up with that, Veiler? Nice to see you. So he goes for now. Stardust Dragon! The ye old reliable. Activate Odd-Eye Sorcerer's effect. You pretty much have to negate this. Boral Sword. Good scoopage, brother. That was definitely Pendulum summoning. Now we're at the end of the video. This is just my final thoughts of this deck in this event. Just like the Neos deck, honestly speaking, this deck is insane. You have a This ability to kill you going second is absurd. Its ability to put up negates in this event. Putting up 2 negates in this event is like putting up 5 negates with max C in hand. That's how good it is. These anime decks just don't stand a chance against the swarm ability and the negation ability and the like ability to summon Borosword Dragon. And I didn't even summon Supreme King Dark Rebellion, but I could have. Like, it was, I could have summoned them in that one game. I could have summoned Supreme King Clearwing and just wiped out their whole field. Zark's never going to get summoned, but like, Supreme King Dark, all the Supreme King cards, when they hit the board, the game is over. And this event might as well should be called the Pendulum Edition event. But unless you're rocking Twin Twister, it's over. There's no hope. I did brick one game, but like, you know, maybe it's because of my ratio of high scale to low scale isn't that good, but I feel like it's pretty good. Especially with the amount of searchers I have. But yeah, this deck's insane. If you want to do some edits, you could take out Supreme King, put in a generic link 2 that's allowed in the event. I think proxy is allowed, because if you want to use Absolute Dragon into or Decode Talker, I don't think Decode Talker is banned, so you can ride Decode Talker. But this deck is crazy. Thank you for stopping by the video, guys. If you want, like, comment, subscribe if you made it to the end. Honestly, I feel like these are probably the best decks I've made for an event in a while. And also I had a lot of fun, probably because I won every game. But like, if you were at the stream or like watching the recording, like, it's not like I didn't break, and it's not like they didn't have the opportunity to compete. And this is platinum rank. You know, it's not diamond rank, people, but like, this is platinum rank. So yeah, thank you for stopping by the video. I really appreciate it. You guys have a great day.